Hello, sports fans, and welcome. Welcome to episode 213 of the Guru Talkin Sports podcast. I am your host, the Guru of Sports. Well, here we are. This is Friday. I know it's a little bit early for me to do a podcast, but it's Friday, and I wanted to make sure that I got this out before the start of the women's March Madness Final Four. That kicks off in a little bit more than probably about another hour and a half or so. But I wanted to make sure that I cover all my bases with March Madness, the men's and the women's bracket, and also talk a little bit of NBA. But today, I'm very, very much honored and very, very excited to announce that one of my friends that I've been connecting with from day one since I've been listening to the radio, CBS Sports Radio, and SiriusXM. I got in touch with the one and only Mr. Dave Shepard. Now, Dave is a CBS Sports host overnight. He has his own show, and this show plays from 2 a.m. on Saturday night to 6 a.m. Sunday morning. Well, same things. Saturday night, Sunday morning. He's also a host for SiriusXM's NBA radio. And like I said, this is one of the things that I really, really enjoy in the business of doing podcasts. You know, like I said, when I do a podcast, I want to make sure that I get people that I can sit down and talk with that are very, very good. And believe me, Dave Shepard is one of the best. And like I said, he's a basketball savant. He knows his stuff. And I'm very, very much, I'm just overjoyed by just listening to this interview. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to step back for a second. And I'm going to let you hear the interview between the Guru of Sports, Mac, and Dave Shepard. Here we go. All right, guys, welcome back to the Guru Talkin Sports podcast. I am your host, the Guru of Sports, and right now I am honored. I am very much honored to speak with this gentleman. He's a CBS Sports radio host. You can find him on CBS Sports Radio overnights, 2 to 6 on Saturday nights, early Sunday morning. He's a serious NBA radio host with NBA Radio. I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous. But I want to tell you guys, I'm very, very honored. And it's a very, very much a pleasure to be speaking with Mr. Dave Shepard. Shep, how are you, man?
Mac, I'm doing well, man. Thank you for having me. You got no reason to be nervous. You know, I've always appreciated the support that you show CBS Sports Radio. I know you still listen to Damon Amendola on Mad Dog Sports Radio, so you obviously have good taste. And it's just great to be on with you, man. And again, you got no reason to be nervous, man. I know you know your stuff, so.
Oh, I appreciate it. But, you know, I just want to tell you that, you know, I love radio. And this is one of the things that I always wanted to do. But like I said, I just really enjoy just being able to, you know, get in touch with the hosts and everything and talking sports. One of the things that I love to do. Also, I wanted to mention that this gentleman is a basketball savant. He knows his basketball. And I've heard him on many occasions where he, you know, talks about basketball and has a good passion for it. Now, Dave, I want to ask you this. What do you think about this bracket, this Final Four bracket on the men's side?
Well, you know, Matt, look, it's UConn's tournament. I've been saying that all along. They are the deepest team. They are the best coached team. They are the most experienced team. When you have those three assets going for you in the NCAA tournament, there is nothing that is going to stand in your way. What they have been able to do already this season, winning 35 games. I mean, that's just incredible. It's incredible. And when you consider the fact that Donovan has stepped up so much as a center, I wish he played more minutes, but the kind of game that he has now going into year number 2, and then obviously, you have an individual in Tristan who's just incredible. You have Castle, you have, just unbelievable talent all the way around. They know how to move the ball, they know how to play from behind, they know how to, extend leads. There's no weakness to this team, none whatsoever. There's no holes in it, and that's why, they're going to win their second championship in as many years.
Yeah. Now, I want to ask you, with Alabama and North Carolina State, do you actually see these guys competing to the point where they are going to give both UConn and Purdue a run?
No. No. There's no answer for Edey. At 7'4", he can draw any foul he wants. He gets the free throw line. He knocks them down with somewhat consistency. And then there's no answer for UConn. I mean, you're talking about 10 straight games in the NCAA tournament of double-digit victories. They win by an average margin of over 23 points per game. There is nothing Alabama is going to do that's going to slow them down. There is nothing that NC State, including the 2 DJs, are going to do to slow down the Boilermakers.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I tell you, like I said, you know your stuff. And like it's just amazing how, this North Carolina State have got there. I mean, I'm just really amazed by what they've done. They've, I think they're 9 straight wins going into the tournament. I just think that they should be able to give Purdue a good game. I mean, you think Edey is a little bit too much for him, though?
Oh, without question. I mean, you saw the 40-point magic he put up in the Elite Eight game, right? Like, Mac, he's unstoppable. He's unstoppable because he's got a great touch around the basket. He's a great shot blocker / rim protector, and there's nothing you can do to stop him when he gets the ball in the paint because he's too skilled. He's a good passer out of the double. There's nothing that they're going to be able to do to stop him because he's 7'4", and obviously the old adage in basketball, you can't teach height, but you also can't teach skill at that level. When you have the combination of height and skill, and the fact that he's a 4-year guy, it's just his time. Now, I don't know if his game is going to translate to the NBA, where he's got to defend pick and rolls, where he's got to get up on the perimeter and defend guards. I don't see him being a star in the NBA, but he's the ultimate star in college.
Okay. All right. Good thing. All right. Like I said, I'm speaking with Mr. Dave Shepard, and it's an honor and a pleasure to have you on here. All right. I'm going to go to the women's game. What can you say about the women's game other than this has been something I've been following for a long time? I actually been to the first ever WNBA game. I think it was New York Liberty and the LA Sparks out in Los Angeles.
Leslie versus Lobo, I love it.
Yes, I saw that. That was a great matchup. Now, I want to talk about the women's game. Now, what do you think? Who's going to slow down South Carolina? Are they going to get slowed down?
Yeah, they are because they've had some close ones. They almost got beat by an unranked team in Tennessee in the semifinals of the SEC tournament. So they're not flawless. Obviously, they're undefeated. They're the only undefeated team on either the men's or women's side, but they're not running away with victories in this tournament. I mean, they barely got by in the Sweet 16. So, this is a team that, they're going to have a favorable matchup in terms of, the Final Four, but not the championship game. Whoever wins between Iowa and UConn is going to win the championship. As great as Dawn Staley is as a head coach, I just don't think when they get to play Iowa, because we saw what happened last year. Remember this, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
They were undefeated. They were very much undefeated going against Iowa. And they were, about 4.5 quarters away. But Caitlin Clark, she's just too good. Yeah. She's just too good. I mean, she's never cold. She's never cold from the field. Now, listen, she can be moderately streaky, but she's always going to figure out a way to give you 30 or 40 on any given night. Doesn't matter what the stakes are. Doesn't even matter what the coach is trying to do in terms of guarding her. They could double her. Doesn't matter. She's going to find the open person. I do not see the South Carolina Gamecocks as the prohibitive favorite, not for 1 second.
Okay. I like Iowa, too. I think that Iowa's probably last year when they had to go through, try to play LSU and lost to LSU. I think it gave them a little bit more of an incentive to try to go out there and win this championship this time. Now, I got a question for you. Out of all the young ladies that are playing basketball in college right now, we all know that Caitlin Clark's going to be number one. We all know that, Angel Reese is going to be coming out. What do you think of some of the up-and-coming young ladies that are in the game right now?
I mean, Juju on that beat, Juju Watkins, what she was able to do as a freshman, anytime you can score more points in a USC uniform than Cheryl Miller in a single season, the fact that you do it as a freshman, this game, with Paige Beckers coming back in 2025, and obviously Juju there for another 3 years, women's college basketball is not going anywhere in terms of its popularity. They're in really good hands with Juju. You saw her emotional, after the Elite Eight game. You see how much she cares. Paige Beckers, obviously one of the great scorers, not just scorers, but one of the best rebounding guards that I've ever seen. Obviously, Caitlin Clark is leaving a huge hole behind, as is Angel Reese. They are two absolute superstars in college basketball. It's funny, Mac, you asked me about the women's game. The first thing I think of is there's household names in the women's game.
Yeah.
There's not on the men's side.
Yeah.
And that's been the case for a couple of years now. Angel Reese was pretty popular. Last year she obviously catapulted to a whole new stratosphere with the championship performance. Mm-hmm. Caitlin Clark was a household name her entire junior year.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see, if that is a continuing trend. But we certainly know that's going to be the case as long as Juju Watkins is in college. And obviously, the game is going to continue to grow. And because you're seeing, the torch being passed on from Caitlin to Juju, in my opinion. I think she is without question the next face of women's college basketball.
All right, now I got two names for you: Hannah Hidalgo and Cameron Brink.
Yeah, she's good.
And Cameron Brink.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a chance to watch both of these young ladies when they during the tournament, and like I said, the women's game is more exciting to me. I think it is, and like I said, they're absolutely just fun to watch. Okay, now, one thing I'm going to wrap up on, got to ask you a little bit of NBA. I know you know your NBA. One thing, is anybody going to slow down Boston this year?
Yeah, that's so.
Oh, man.
You've seen Tatum collapse in the NBA Finals. You've seen him collapse in other series in different years. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't trust that guy as far as I can spit.
There you go. All right. One little thing. My Uncle Gary, he loves the Los Angeles Lakers, and so do I. I've been a Laker fan for, a long time, as well as the Knicks, or the Nets as well. What is it? Are they going to catapult into the playoffs, or are they going to be a threat in the West?
Man, well, first of all, say hi to your Uncle Gary.
All right. Definitely.
Here's the thing. If you have a healthy LeBron and you have a healthy AD, I don't care if LeBron's in year 21. I know Anthony Davis is in year 12. Those guys, when they are playing healthy, you can make an argument they're the best 1-2 combination in the NBA. And there's no one that can stop Anthony Davis when he's healthy and when he's motivated and when he's hungry. And I think he's more than just playing at his best on neutral ground, right? Mm-hmm. Now, when it comes to LeBron James, he can't put a team on his back anymore. I mean, that was evident last year when they got swept by the Nuggets. But as long as those two are healthy, and you see the continued improvement of D'Angelo Russell, and you see the continued improvement of AR, a.k.a. Austin Reeves, they're going to be a tough out, Mac. If I'm any team, including Denver, and I understand Denver swept them last year, but the Lakers are better this year. I understand seeding-wise they're not. Mm-hmm. But D'Angelo's better this year. AR is better this year. I think Rui is a lot more comfortable as a Laker as well. They're a threat to anybody. As long as, listen, if you have a healthy LeBron, if you had a healthy Kobe, if you had a healthy MJ, if they were playing with a player similarly to their talent level and their hunger, you always gave them a chance. That rule absolutely applies to the game.
That is true. Like I said, you're right, because healthy Kobe, healthy MJ, and a healthy LeBron makes a big difference. So, all right, well, that's it. Basically, I wanted to ask you, but like I said, I really, really, really appreciate this, and you know what, Dave, you're always welcome here. You are always welcome here. Now, the next time we get together, we get together again. We're going to talk a little more other sports because, like I said, you know your sports. You know I am very, 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 pleased with every time I listen to you guys. You guys are, the best.
Thank you, Mac. Hey, listen, man. I said it in the beginning, and I'll say it. Now, man. Like, you're a positive guy. Twitter can be an interesting place. You can have a lot of different opinions. They tend to be negative more than they are positive. You are always positive. You're a friend of CBS Sports Radio. It means a lot how much you've listened to us. Your level of interest over the years. So, Mac, anytime you need me, happy to come on and continue to be blessed and continue to do what you do, man. All right?
Oh man, you too. And like I said, I'm matter of fact, I know that you're getting ready to, go right now. But like I said, I'll always listen, and like I said, I'll definitely be talking to you pretty soon. And I really appreciate this. Thank you, Dave.
My pleasure, Mac. Thank you, buddy. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you for having me.
All right, you take care. Thank you. All right. All right, that was Dave Shepard, and like I said, from the conversation we had, very, very much. This, like I said, this is a very, very important NCAA tournament for both the men and the women. And going back on a couple things that he mentioned is that there's no star power in the men's bracket. Zach Edey basically is a 4-year guy, and that's probably, with all the guys that are coming out and going into the NBA and stuff like that, you don't have that hope that guy that played 4 years. This is not the old days anymore. But like we said, you see Caitlin Clark on the women's side, 4 years. She's been there for all 4 years at the same college, Iowa, and basically she's going to, be passing the torch on. Now, I can say this. No matter man or woman, she is probably one of the best players I've ever seen. And like I said, I do go back a little ways, and I do remember watching Pete Maravich. I don't remember a whole lot, but I do remember some. And I do remember when, his final couple years when he was in Boston and he got those hurt knees and everything. And it was just a shame to see him, go down like that. But like I said, Caitlin Clark is very, very special. And the other young ladies I mentioned, and he mentioned Juju. Juju is something else. And believe me, passing the torch from Caitlin to Juju is going to be another good thing. But like I said, I just wanted to make sure that I got this one out. And I wanted to make sure that you guys listen to, like I said, one of the up-and-coming superstars on radio. Now, I'm not just saying this as hyperbole. No. I listen to Dave Shepard all the time, and he's very, very smart. Very well educated, very well. He brings up stuff that I was like, whoa, I didn't know that he knew that. But very, very good guy, and like I said, I have a lot of respect for him. Both of the guests that I bring on, Dave May Jr. and Dave Shepard, are very, very intelligent guys, and believe me, I am honored just to be in their presence because then I feel as though that I'm with the smartest guys in the room. Okay, so like I said, the women's should be starting up pretty soon. And, we got the information on what he sees, basically. And like I said, I agree with him on most of the points where, it's you always got to look at this and, kind of be objective on certain things. Now, I want to say this. I don't trust Boston, like he said, not as far as I can throw them. But I do see some team. You never know. It might be the Thunder. It might be the Minnesota Timberwolves. There's going to be a surprise team coming out, and that's going to make a big difference. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this because, like I said, this is just a brief. But I'll be back on Sunday with episode 214. And like I said, I really, really want to thank my special guest, Mr. Dave Shepard. Really appreciate you. And like I said, he's a hard-working dude. Always on the radio. And like I said, I catch him all the time. You guys take care. The Guru will be back in a couple of days to talk to you real soon. Thank you for listening. And check us out. Like I said, we'll be back with episode 214. Take care. Later.